And the tweet's like about his brother, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know he had a brother. And then he's calling me out to fight his brother, and I'm like, bro, what's going on here? I didn't know Fury had a bro.
Check it out. So yesterday, Jake Paul, the man who is to boxing what Lil Nas X is to gangster rap, decided to jump on Instagram and talk more nonsense than the Teletubbies after visiting the pub the day after lockdown's been lifted, bruv.
Teletubbies,
Sinking stubbies,
big beer bellies.
Oh no, the Teletubbies have been ejected from their local pub again.
Now by now, we all know that Jake Paul has the mental faculties of a plankton fam, but every now and again this imbecile says something which makes you do more of a double take than Foghorn Leghorn with deja vu, bruv. And yesterday, the blonde bombshell did exactly that when he decided it would be a good idea to call out the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury's brother. Now Tommy Fury is a novice boxer who's only had 5 fights so far, with 4 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Now at this point, Tommy Fury is probably more famous for his time on Love Island, a reality show in the UK on ITV where people hook up like Candyman and Abu Hamza high-fiving each other, fam. And the fact that Tommy Fury is a reality TV star who's only had 5 fights up to this point is probably the exact reason why Jake Paul feels confident in calling him out. But anyway, instead of me banging on about it, why don't we take a little look at the clip Jake Paul uploaded to his Instagram story in which he addressed the situation with Tommy Fury and also, absurdly, the best fighter in the world right now, Canelo Alvarez. Check it out.
So a lot has happened in the boxing world in the past couple of days. I feel like I need to rant on it because some of it's funny, it's hilarious, people are calling me out, etc. So, first situation is Canelo's fight. 2 kids break into the fight, sneak onto the stage, and the kids are actually wearing a picture of my face and Ben Askren's face. Canelo sees that they're on stage, he double takes, sees that the kid's wearing a picture of my face, and is like, oh, get the fuck out of here, get the fuck out of here. Canelo, what's your problem, bro? Why you hate me so much?
Yeah, a couple of kids sneaked on the stage and I knew nothing about it, despite the fact that they were clearly paid by me to promote my upcoming fight with Ben Askren. And Canelo obviously hates me. It's not the fact that there were some random guys in the ring who weren't supposed to be there with one of the most famous people on planet Earth right now. It was the fact that everything in the universe revolves around me, Jake Paul, because I'm the shit and everyone loves me and hates me and all that. I mean, I used to have a massive ego problem, but since I got rid of it, I'm pretty much perfect.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Canelo's mad. He has this thing against me. He said I'm bad for the sport. I'm disrespecting it, which doesn't make sense at all. I'm actually just bringing more eyeballs, more awareness to the sport of boxing. But since Canelo, you wanted to start this beef, let's do it. You're mad because there's someone new coming into the sport.
I mean, I know self-awareness and intelligence aren't exactly Jake Paul's strong points, but how has he decided from one little clip of Canelo telling 2 heads to f off that Canelo is somehow mad at Jake Paul, or that he even cares about who he is, bruv? Like, trust me on this one, yeah? Canelo cares less about Jake Paul than Jake Paul cares about his own dignity, bruv.
You claim you're the pound-for-pound best fighter, but you're fighting these guys from Turkey that no one's ever heard of. You're a minus 5,000 favorite. Why not fight Caleb Plant, David Benavidez, Boo Boo Andre? You're ducking them.
Well, these quote-unquote guys from Turkey happen to be Canelo's mandatory opponent, a guy that he had to fight so that he can go on to fight people that he chooses to fight. I mean, I'm not being funny, but if you want to be a boxer, you should kind of take the time out to learn how the sport of boxing actually works, bro. So when you say things like,
he has this thing against me, he said I'm bad for the sport, I'm disrespecting it, which doesn't make sense at all.
You are kind of proving the point because you don't even understand how flipping mandatories work, bruv.
And I wake up and I see like Tyson Fury, the heavyweight champ, tweets me, and he was like talking shit about Canelo too, saying it was like boring or that no one was watching. So I was like laughing along with it, and then I get to the bottom of the tweet and I see that he like calls me out to like fight someone.
And then I get to the bottom of the tweet and I see that he called me out to fight someone.
What do you mean when you got to the bottom of the tweet? I mean, how long did it take you to read 306 characters, bruv?
I don't know how to read. I don't know how to. Oh!
And the tweet's like about his brother, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know he had a brother. And then he's calling me out to fight his brother, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on here? I didn't know Fury had a bro. Like, I like Tyson Fury. I don't want to be with Tyson Fury, but damn, if Tyson Fury took a shit it would be this little brother. He literally is like this little kid.
Oh, that was a sick joke, bro. That was a well savage burn, Jake. He looks like a poo. Oh, you're so funny, Jake. You're not just the best person in the world. You're a sick comedian as well.
But my point is here, dear Tyson Fury's little brother, if you want to fight me, don't let your big bro do shit for you. Log on to Instagram, Twitter, and call me out for your fucking self, bro.
Yeah, Tommy, if you're a real bad man, everyone know that roadmans, yeah, when they want beef, they log on to Instagram and Twitter and call each other out, because that's what real bad mans do. And the fact you didn't do that, that means you must be some kind of pussy-o, innit, bruv? Why did Jake say that, like Twitter and Instagram are the proper avenues to make a boxing match happen? So when Eddie Hearn wants to make the fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world, he gets his team of elite lawyers to draw up a contract and all that and sends it through the post to Bob Arum and Frank Warren, but then them man respond back saying,
"Why have you sent me this legal document for? You know the proper way to make a fight is to shout me out on Instagram and Facebook, weirdo."
But anyway, all of that's irrelevant because as quick as a flash, Tommy Fury responded to Jake Paul with this message. Check it out.
So, I see somebody's having a little bit of something to say. Mr. Jake Paul, I don't need anybody to do my dirty work. I'm calling you out myself right now. You can fight me anytime, any place, anywhere. All you've got to do is get in touch.
Now, whilst I'm happy about the fact that Tommy Fury wants to Jake Paul's smug facing, I can't help but notice that the 21-year-old Tommy Fury sounds like a 65-year-old Northern horse and wagon driver, fam.
I'll have you know, my son, that if you keep on giving me that jib, I shall have your guts for garters, mate. We'll have less of that poppycock from you, thank you very much, you blithering wazzer.
The guy's 21, fam. But anyway, there you have the call out. So what's going to happen now? Is Jake Paul just going to use that for clout? The fact that he's got a world champion's brother calling him out? Or does he actually mean what he says? And he's going to give us all the chance to see him get punched up by Tommy Fury? Because I'm not being funny, the fact that he's called him out in the first place is mental, bruv. I imagine that if Jake Paul was actually capable of thinking, the reasoning behind this call out would be something along the lines of,
"Yo, this British guy is nothing but a reality TV star, and the only reason he's famous is because his brother is a boxer. But if you look at his record, he's only ever beaten guys that have been beaten loads of times before. And I'm actually a superior boxer. If you put me in the ring with Muhammad Ali, I would teach him how to do the rope-a-dope properly. Because you know why? I'm absolutely dope, bruh."
But what Jake Paul doesn't realise is that Tommy Fury is a traveller. And the thing about travellers is that they learn how to box as soon as they can lift their hands up, bruh. Because boxing is part of the traveller culture. And not only that, if we take a look at who Tommy Fury's family is, in fact, forget that. Let's compare the Paul family to the Fury family. Here's Jake Paul's dad. Now here is Tommy Fury's dad. Now here's Jake Paul's brother. Now let's take a look at Tommy Fury's brother. Now from that, I think we can tell what kind of family each guy comes from, and that's no guarantee that Tommy Fury is going to be a better fighter than Jake Paul, but the fact that Tommy Fury is a lifelong boxer and Jake Paul is a YouTuber who acts like a dickhead for money, I don't think that stands him in good stead, to be honest with you, bruv. But anyway, I guess that about wraps up today's video. If you've enjoyed what you've seen today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, smash that like button, and turn notifications on by clicking that notification bell so you can see more videos like this one. So yeah, once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. And